Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I did not think I'd be streaming today, but thankfully I have the time while still working on AVP 3. Oh, you gotta love Texas weather though, because the previous week everything was frozen beyond imagining. I think we already saw this. Now, it was like 80. It was fairly warm. That was a complete overkill. Well, there's no such thing as overkill. Yeah, work is fine, and hello, Turok Fireseed. Thankfully things are not quite as cold, but man, Texas was certainly not ready for a freeze quite like that. They'll just pour out right into my line of fire. But yes, I mean, I've gone through, I believe... Whoa, when did they get, like, mortars and shit? Oh, they don't. It's a guy in a jetpack. Maybe they should have invested in more. Wow, he just completely shredded me. That wasn't fun. Well, I guess it was kind of fun, but... but there's only been a very few freezes in my lifetime. There was one when I was a kid. There was one, I think, like a decade ago. But most of the time, it never really gets below, like, 40. So no one was really prepared for that. One of the things about prepping is you at least need to have a little bit of stuff hanging around. That way you are prepared for most things, but you don't want to go overboard on it, though. Yeah, Mr. Freeze indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Actually reminds me of the very first comic version of Mr. Freeze I ever saw, segueing from the Winter Freeze, was in the very first comic I ever read, Batman vs. the Predator. And I've kind of been thinking about AVP recently, because I've been working on the review, which is almost done. It'll be finished tomorrow. It should go up, like, tomorrow night, if I can get all the edits done. But, yeah, Mr. Freeze versus the Predator. And yes, the Predator couldn't actually see him because, well, technically he's supposed to be Sub-Zero, apparently. I don't think he would have said hold him off. Nope. Up and at them! Okay, that goddamn jetpack troop is going to really annoy me. It is really enjoyable. And that it did. This is one of Raven Software's unsung classics. Like, this is... I wouldn't say it's one of their best games, but it's certainly one of their top tier games, though. I mean, it's actually kind of weird, though. It's like, you can get Singularity on GOG and on Steam, and people love that game, but for some reason it's like, fuck Wolfenstein, and I have no idea why. This is better than Singularity, and Singularity is already pretty good. But, for whatever reason, this isn't on Steam. I think it's not on Steam because of Activision more than anything else. That goddamn jetpack motherfucker. I think I can swear now. If not, well, he's that annoying. I cannot help myself. I like it when games actually give us, you know, like heavy troops and stuff like this. This is by far a vastly superior game to Singularity, just because there's so much more gameplay in it and so much more variety. And I don't know why people hated Singularity too, because Singularity was pretty damn good in and of itself. Oh yeah, what am I doing? It's been a long time since I played this game. I can actually use, you know, magic and shit. That grenade is gonna blow the shit out of me. Yep, it did. Let's see. Oh, so I guess I don't know why it's active. Why this game is just not being re-released. Perhaps it's just too good, and it'll make machine games feel bad. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, this doesn't have microtransactions. How could they? Okay, let's use the old rifle here. Also on the subject of alternate history, just going from topic to topic, and no one has a chance to interrupt me. It was quite hypnotic, but anyway, TNG aside. Yeah, Caroline Becker, whatever. Started reading a book called Fox on the Rhine, where what if the July plot actually worked. It's not particularly historically accurate, but it looks like it should be a fairly interesting read. I've been looking for a good alternate history book for a while. I've been looking for a good book Because recently, a lot of the books I've been trying to read have just been kind of crap. Like that bloody Army Rangers versus Orcs. It's really not very good. And I thought it was going to be good, but the writing isn't... Well, the writing isn't bad, but I don't like the main character. And it looks really bad when I'm reading it back to back with Predator Concrete Jungle. Now that's a book... When I call something Alpha Prime, I don't just call it that just because. Like, rereading Concrete Jungle has been an absolute treat, but the biggest problem with Concrete Jungle is you've got one other book in that continuity, and then it's done. There's no more Predator books after that that actually fit within that continuity. You know, the main characters are gone after that. And there are actually, as far as I know, only 3 original Predator... Well, not original, but that busted. I just need to remember that I have magic powers.
Keep holding him off.
Yeah, hold him off. Oh, I'm sure he's reconfubling the energy Motron back there. But yeah, Concrete Jungle, the comic predated Predator 2, but the book did not. So the book actually assumes Predator 2 either happened... No, it didn't happen actually yet in that continuity. But it sort of implies that it could happen. As I keep forgetting, Predator 2 technically takes place in 1997 instead of the year of its release. Uh-oh, we got some BD... Oh, crap, throw! Is it? Is it? Your leather pants won't save you now! Unless I forget what the controls are. Yeah, oh, you're hiking. Nice. The console ports. I've actually played the Xbox version. I don't know if it's really worth taking a look at, though, because it only adds 1 level and co-op. That's about it. The 1 level it does add isn't bad. Go to the radio station. That also reminds me, radio personality Rush Limbaugh has since died. I don't really know who he is, but he was evidently pretty big. All the Jubs came out of the woodwork saying how great it is that he died, so I'm sure he must have said something they didn't like. But then again, it's hard to not piss off a Jub. Those people are fucking nuts. But yeah, Concrete Jungle. You know, that is something that deserved to be a film. Even if it's one of those things where they would have needed a much higher budget.
Death's Head will demand revenge for his loss at the castle, but his troops are tied up in Midtown, and they
yeah, tied up in Midtown, going into the whorehouse. But anyway, that aside, give me all that sweet intel. Evidently, the new Predator movie is going to be woke like Terminator Dark Fate was. I don't really think that's gonna work too well, because Predator, the whole society was already kind of woke, even if at the time I didn't really have a problem. I don't have a problem with it now, but when you think about it, Predator Society was really fleshed out in 1 book, actually 2 books. Well, actually, no, there's 3 books that was fleshed out. The AVP books. Where it was found out that the Predator Society was matriarchal. The females were larger than the males, and on top of that, that most male predators couldn't stand a chance against the female predators. With one of the major characters saying that if like the male was armed and an expert, he might stand an equal chance. It's like if they just stuck with that canon and didn't like really SJWize it, there's your feminist message. But, you know, they have to find some way to do that. They'll probably have, like, some sort of sexist predator. I guarantee goddamn to you, there'll be a sexist predator. Or, like, it'll be a group of sexist predators or something. Considering the state of Hollywood these days, I wouldn't put it past them. Don't beat me up, you bastards! Concrete Jungle is kind of interesting in that there aren't any female characters in that entire novel. It's really just the 2 mains, Detective Schaefer, because Dutch had a older brother, which just kind of comes out of nowhere. It reminds me of how Kern just showed up in TNG. It's like, your older brother. Wait. Worf has an older brother? It's like, of course he does. Why wouldn't he have an older brother? I mean, come on. Because, yeah, Dutch has an older brother who is a detective in New York for some reason. Why you'd want to be a detective in New York? Who knows? And in Conquering Jungle, the predators are pissed off that Dutch killed a predator, and so they're going after his brother in retaliation. It is one of those books that really does stand the test of time, even if it's a little bit old here and there. Like, most notably the fact that New York is a dank cesspit. Although, in 2020, it's a dank cesspit again, but for a little while there, it apparently wasn't. Although I personally would never want to even so much as set foot in New York City, but whatever. Although evidently the gun laws were just as bad back then in 1990 when the novel came out as they are today, because evidently the police shooting range only has big shots there, because evidently only rich people can have guns there. Fitting. But whatever. But Conquering Jungle actually keeps the predators as villains instead of making them somewhat heroic. Because, like, the predators will hunt down, like, gang members, but then they also knock over a police shooting range as well and, like, kill a bunch of cops. Which is, I don't think they would do something like that today, even in the culture we have. And I can agree with that. PS2 port, different upgrade systems. I did not know that. 10 best Deep Space Nine episodes. Comparing Homefront Paradise Lost. Well, I'm sure they would complain about that. And yeah, turret sections really got old. Duke Nukem Forever was really bad about turret sections, because it's like they didn't even try. They're also pretty bad about arenas. I'll never forget, it's like, the arena in Duke Nukem Forever that really just stood out to me was, you're stuck in a trailer, and you've got to fight a wave of enemies. It's like, it was just so lazy. Let's see here. That's a Wolfenstein. Wait, Worf is older? I thought Kern was older. Or did he say younger brother? I haven't seen that episode in a long-ass time. Here's something kind of scary about that episode, where Worf's older, younger, whatever, it's his former roommate, shows up. That episode came out in 1989, the year I was born. It's that old. A lot of, like, the major Star Trek episodes that have really, really stood the test of time are, like, over 30 years old now. It's insane. Really awesome. Also, what's insanely awesome is I was reminded that last week was my birthday. Turning 32 was pretty fun. I don't really like... I never liked being a kid, really. I had a particularly good childhood at that. But I always wanted to be able to do more... Oh crap, we got a busted. I never liked being a kid because I felt like I never could really do anything. And as an adult, I could do whatever I want, within reason. But the actual birthday was awesome. That Fogo de Chao, I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation so badly. If I was gonna go again to like a super fancy restaurant, it would be that. Because they literally just go around bringing like meat to your table, and it's like their filet mignon was like the greatest thing ever. Like it was, if sex could be a meat, oh wait, I guess it is. It is essentially the greatest meat that ever meated it up. Like the flavor was absolutely delectable. I could go for some right now. Actually, I could, because goddamn, that was good. It wasn't cheap, I can tell you that, but goddamn, filet mignon's awesome. The other meat they had was of fairly good quality too, but nothing really beats that. And yes, I heard about that. Favorite Ravensoft game? That is Brazilian. Combat Commando coming to Switch. You know, it's kind of hard for me to really get excited about Switch ports. It's like, it's games I've already played a bunch of times, and I'm gonna be able to, and I can play them better on PC anyway. I had no reason to do that. Smashy smashy! History, what's that? But anyway, smashy smashy aside, it's like, I can't really get excited for Switch ports, because it's like, I've already got Republic Commando, and I've already got the mod that lets you, you know, see your own legs and stuff like that, so why would I care? So it's like, whatever. In Star Wars, yeah, Star Wars is pretty much dead. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is ramming it right into the ground. Ooh, Tome of Power. Thank you. Use the Switch. Fuck that, give me the PC. But anyway, yeah, where was I? So, I'd like to see a Republic Commando 2. If there was a Republic Commando 2 and it was actually, you know, good, and it was only on Switch, I would buy a Switch just to play it. But I don't foresee... Crap. There you are. Think your leather pants are gonna save you? I think not. Perhaps you should have a rifle, my dear, instead of, you know, long fingernails. You know, instead of, you know, like fake nails that I guess could get you, you know, like a boyfriend, but are not gonna actually take down the colossus that is, the old BJ Blazkowicz. Let's see. And yes, I indeed survived the, Freezeocalypse. It was very cold in here when the power went out, but it wasn't out for very long. We had everything we needed except for a propane heater. Or a generator. I have since rectified both of those things. But it's like with a generator, it's always like, you know, we'll get one later, who needs one, you know, stuff like that. But I see now the error of my, oh, that's a busted. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, do I want to use the, I don't even want to try to pronounce that. I just blast him. Actually, that's not gonna work. Let's just do it the smart way. K98K, motherfucker! Oh, you think that's gonna save you? Maybe you should have better oh crap. Maybe you need slightly better peripheral vision. Yeah, a lot of people were pretty screwed though by that. And water is still hard to come by. A lot of people did have their pipes freeze. A lot of apartments did have that happen because, well, that's the joys of living in an apartment. Thankfully, we wrapped our pipes before the freeze hit, so we didn't have that issue. Although the water pressure was pretty low. But one of the things when it comes to prepping, always make sure you have a little bit of extra food just laying around, you know, if you can help it. You know, some canned food, because that'll go a long way towards being prepared for one of those things.
I bet we all get promotions for this.
Yeah, except for you, dude. Except for you. You're not gonna be in the Bundeswehr. That's just cruel. I apologize to all those. Wait, never mind. Because you know what? It's a video game, so I don't care. Let's see here. An Imperial Commando would be pretty awesome. Discord group got attacked by spammers. I had that happen to me too. Boil the snow. I guess you could do that. Wolfenstein New Order is more or less a it's an actual sequel, but it's also a soft reboot as well. A lot of the magic is gone. Well, a lot of the actual, you know, magic is gone. Ah, there we go. Is gone, replaced by super tech. But Caroline Becker is in this game, and she is in the next game, and Death's Head as well. So it's more or less a sequel, but it reboots the universe into the Nat Sox won the war and all the rest. Whereas this is supposed to be slightly alternate historical, with just magic being the thing that changes everything. One of the things that does change in New Order, though, is the Nat Sox have been winning from the start, in that they were able to stop the Operation Overlord, whereas in this game it's implied that the war is going pretty much like it would be normally. It's of all the reboots that have happened over the years, it's the least worst of the reboots. I don't have a, oh yeah I do, what am I saying? It's like I don't have a month's worth of, it's not canned food, but it's freeze-dried. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. If you can get like freeze-dried food, that also helps. But I do have a decent amount of freeze-dried crap, which I imagine is going to taste oh so wonderful if ever I need it. One thing I do recommend, if you're going to have like a fuel source, I recommend propane over gasoline because propane will last a lot longer than gas will. We broke out some propane cylinders that had been sitting in a closet for, I'm not even joking, 15 goddamn years. So, yeah. It's like, propane just lasts. Like, if you're gonna get a generator, pay a few extra bucks and get a dual fuel generator. Oh crap, we got a busted somewhere. That's why we need to learn to use cover. Okay, let's see. Unless there's not a sniper out there. Shotty snipes. Well, there he was. He didn't do very well. I just don't know why, you know, good games like this just keep getting forgotten when games of lesser quality are remembered. It's just not fair. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels, mine included, that get lost in the shuffle too, but there's one in particular I discovered not too long ago it's this little animation channel that has like less than 5,000 subs, less than me. That actually makes some pretty good animations. Made this weird biopunk animation. I forget what it's called now. Let's see, I think I'm probably supposed to do something here. God damn it. I'll take the shot. PC port of Turok Evolution. I heard there was a PC port, but I have not been able to find it. So when I finally get around to reviewing that game, not this year unfortunately. This year I'm doing a shitload of AVP stuff. So it's just not going to happen in 2021. But probably 2022 I'll get back to the Turoking. But when I do that review, it's probably going to be of the PS2 version just because that's the easiest to emulate. And I've tried the GameCube version in Dolphin, and it doesn't look that much better. I'm sure the Xbox version looks the best, but I don't think there's a Xbox emulator that actually works all that well. Let's see. Oh, the Pieta revolver. I almost forgot about that. I actually took that out today, and it worked great. Unfortunately, oh dear. Unfortunately, I had the wrong caps, and so I was kind of screwed. Just so everyone knows, if you're going to be shooting an 1858 Remington revolver, you're going to need number 10 caps, not number 11 caps. If you don't have that, you are going to basically have all your caps fall off. Not fun, to say the least. Okay, Raven Software. I'm sure you get... I can... Okay, there's an invisible wall there, so I can't, like, tightrope that. Basically, number 11 caps are too big. Unfortunately, due to the ammodemic, there are no number 10 caps to be found. Well, that was a glitch, if ever there was one. There are no number 10 caps to be found, and so I am screwed. But what I'm going to do to make do with what I have, which is a crap ton of number 11s, is I'm going to actually crimp them a bit so they'll fit better. And so there will be a review, well, not a review, but there will be a video on it sometime this month. I'm going to try to head back to the rifle range to shoot that. I did get a few rounds off, and it shoots well enough. I was able to get one in the bull before all the caps fell off. So there's that. Okay, they gave me a rocket launcher. Let's throw that grenade just to give thanks to the Great Space Dragon. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to shoot that, I guess? When in doubt, just shoot it. Okay, that does not seem to be working. I did not see that coming. Upstairs. Yeah, but see, there's a... Do I, like, shoot? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I thought that might have worked. Oh, well. I must be missing something here. Ah, there it is. I got it. Oh, Raven Software. How I miss thee. I think my favorite Raven Software game that isn't a Star Wars game has got to be Did Raven Software do Soldier of Fortune? If they did, it has to be that one. With Heretic being a close second, and then there's the Star Wars games, and then this is pretty high up there as well. I'm not sure exactly where this ranks. Raven Software. I mean, that is not the weapon I wanted to use, but whatever. I mean, it works. I did not want to waste all my magic juice. Because this is a damn good game. I don't know if I would put this like higher than some of their super classics, but goddamn, is this a good game. I almost don't want to have to be live streaming it. That way I could play it on my own, but oh well. Gun takes number 11s. I think that's primarily for rifles, if I'm not mistaken, or could be like the Walker Colt potentially. Also, the 1851 Navy takes that as well, but the 1858 Remington does not. In short, if you got that, you are screwed until some of the supply chains are back. And speaking of supply chains, going back to the freeze, that's one of those things where people might mock preppers, but if those supply chains break down, which they were doing because of the snow, because like nobody could drive because it was both snow and ice. And it's not like there's any snow chains in Texas, or at least in Houston. So it's not like you could just put some snow chains on and drive around like that. So food was getting very scarce. Add to that, you know, all the broken pipes. It was getting pretty dire there for a little while. And things are not dire now, but there we go. But things are, it's going to be a little while before everything gets back to normal. Which is most unpleasant indeed. Let's see. Have I played Hexen? Yeah, there's a review of Hexen. I reviewed that, I think, over a decade ago. I'm quite fond of that particular game. I played that a lot when I was a kid. I even beat the game cooperatively with, I think it was an older port called Xandronum. Or Skulltag, which became Xandronum. And so, it's a difficult game. Hexen is not easy. And it's very hard to figure out where to go. That's one of those games that I played as a kid that I liked, but I never actually made it too far in the game itself. It's just one of those games that I played around in and cheated around in, and it wouldn't be until years later that I'd actually complete it fully. Kind of like Crystal Caves is a game, I've already reviewed that game, and I really liked it as a kid, but as an adult I can appreciate it a lot more. I've also played Hexen 2, but not Heretic 2. Hexen 2 is even more complicated. Built on top of radios.
Take down the transmission towers the Nazis have been putting up.
MP43 is still the best. I did not play Soldier of Fortune on Dreamcast. Let's see here. Shoot it until it explodes. The greatest of all. Hexen and 49 games, not bad. Yes, I did. In fact, he should still be in it. You can tell that is a very, very old video in that case. I haven't talked to that guy in I think like almost a decade now. So, yeah, I mean it was a fun video to do. It's kind of bittersweet to look at it now, but you know, it's a little bit of a time capsule. That guy has no peripheral vision and can't hear to save his life. Well, it didn't save his life. Heretic, to a lesser extent, is kind of a bittersweet review as well. But I'm so glad both of those are up. One day, I don't really want to revisit them. I think the reviews will stand as they are. I need to do like a full review of Hexen 2, I should say. Because I did a very short one back in the old CGR Undertow days. And that game, man, Hexen 2, it's one of those things where it has not aged well. Just because it is really it's not overly difficult, it's just overly obtuse. I mean, I would definitely not be a fan of any of those bloody point-and-click adventure games. Because, goddamn, if they're even worse than the Hexen series, I know. Oh, goddamn it! No, fucking. I would definitely not have the patience to finish them. Well, we just blew up that truck. That's like the one truck for this entire part of the city. And that's why the Nat Sox lose, because they don't have any industry to really compete with the old United States, but whatever. See, BJ there just uses his mind bullets to set the dynamite. And Halo the Master Chief Collection. I don't really have that much of a desire to buy that just because I already have the games on 360. And I just... they're great and all, but I don't really have that much interest in getting back into Halo anytime soon. And besides, SPV3, despite the crappiness of the developer, of the head developer, Masters 1337, is just a better game all around because of all of the... Dude, you have... Well, see, this guy at least was somewhat competent until I shot him. But yeah, I'd rather play SPV3 than just Halo 1 again. Let's see. I prefer id-tech games to build engine games. Stealth recording. What? Stealth recording? No pistols in this. Oh, yeah, you're right. There really aren't any pistols in this game. Let's see. Star Trek Shattered Universe. I kind of want to play that game again because I wonder if it's as bad to me now as it was back then. I might, since I'm a little bit more chill when it comes to certain games, I might actually like it more. Because I find a lot of games that I used to hate, I find myself enjoying them a lot more now. Kind of like this game here, where I completely judged it in the first level, not realizing that it was actually, you know, good. Or like AVP3, whereas I'm still critical of it, but it's still a perfectly good average game. It's a perfectly good average game, just like The Predator is a perfectly good stupid movie. Even if The Predator is pretty crappy when you compare it, say, to Predator 1. If they'd stopped rewriting at... If they stopped reshooting and rewriting at the point where they had, you know, good guy predators doing good guy things, they might have actually, you know, had a pretty good movie on their hands. But alas, they couldn't just leave well enough alone. And that's why The Predator is... The Predator, I think, is the absolute weakest of all of the Predator films. With Predator 2 not being nearly as bad as I once used to think it was. But still not that amazing. Let's see. RPG Maker from Steam. It's not that bad, but there are some ones that don't hold up. Space Hulk Deathwing. If that's what I think it is, that's one of those, it's a co-op shooter if I'm not mistaken. And maybe I'm looking forward to, that 40K game being made by the same people who did Vermintide. So, but I just don't really have that much time for any sort of co-op at the moment. Oh, come on, that should have got him. See, I might be able to run into a wall, but guess what? I got magic. I got magic. Doesn't matter how many walls I run into. Well, evidently it does, because that still didn't kill him. I kind of feel bad for these guys. It's like they've got the absolute worst armor. I mean, I guess it's okay, but... Oh, god damn it. He's kicking my ass, so it must not be that bad. Stop moving! There we go. The Predator might as well be a spoof movie. And I kind of like the humor. The humor wasn't horrible. It's like the guy with, what was it, Asperger's? Saying a bunch of inappropriate things that shall not be repeated here. I thought that was pretty hilarious. And the chick character was funny enough. But, you know, just the whole plot line. I did a review of that when it came out, and I was trying to be I always try to be I will admit, I kind of fanboy when a new Alien or Predator movie comes out, except for that horrible Prometheus. I learned my lesson with that, but with The Predator, it wasn't that awful, and so I tried to fanboy it up in that. It's like, oh, it wasn't that bad, but when you think about it, the main plot of stealing autism, I mean, what kind of sense does that make? Unless, like, there's something about Arnie we didn't know. It's like, yeah, why? Just why? Why would you need to introduce that? Okay, so that's behind me. Okay, hold on. But stealing autism, I just... Why exactly did Shane Black think that was a good idea? Like, when he was in the writer's room, or any room for that matter, he was just sitting around and you're like, okay, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have the Predator steal autism because autism is the next stage of human evolution. No wonder the colleges are so popular. But it's like, why? Just why? Why would... I'd ask what he was smoking, but I can't imagine anything would make you come up with an idea that stupid. There we go. And like that was there was so much good in that movie too. It's like you had the Predator finally talking, you know, finally a character of sorts, even if he was just a mustache twirler.
You don't blame yourself for the loss of Caroline, BJ.
Oh, she'll be fine. She's gonna show up in the next game. All of you, on the other hand, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Are you the dude bro I have to talk to? Or is it you?
Do you know what you've done by destroying the radio tower? It has made the enemy deaf and blind. It will certainly slow them down.
Blazkowicz, it's good to see you.
I believe Eric went to find you at the Golden Dawn.
Unfortunately, dude, your lip flaps just don't really match up, so I can't really take you that seriously.
My God, it's an attack. I need to man's radio. You've got to get out there and stop the Nazis or they'll kill us all.
Stop the Nazi. It's like The Predator, only it's the Natsock. Take that, Marks. Oh wait, should I say that? And smack him! Smack him! Shouldn't use melee. Let's see. Myth the Fallen Lords. I have never even heard of it until this point. Let's see here. Oh dear, Silver Wings. Oh dear. Really enjoy the original Predator movie when it comes to the franchise. I would really recommend reading Predator Concrete Jungle by Nathan Archer, Predator Cold War, and then that's it! That's all there is! Once you finish those two books, you're done. Because there's nothing else. There's one random one-off story that's okay with this Native American guy going up against a Predator, but I don't find his character nearly as compelling as Dutch's older brother or Schaefer's partner, Detective Raish. And then, like, the second book is great because it's the Predators in Siberia, but they're not there to, you know, learn how to fight the xenomorphs like they did in that fucking movie. They like the heat, which is why they go to the absolute coldest place on Earth. But whatever. At least in Predator Cold War, they crash land their ship there. That actually introduces a potential romantic character for Schaefer in the guise of a female Soviet soldier. And one of the things I absolutely love about that is Cold War is just, it's like, it wasn't a period piece when it was released. The Soviet Union still existed. That's how old Predator is. Should we, like, stop these guys? Let's chuck a grenade. Sadly, after Cold War, there was just no more Schaefer and General Phillips, just nothing. And then there was some crappy Predator tie-in novels later on that just were a bunch of random one-offs. I think the most disappointed I ever was when I read...
You stopped the Nazi attack.
You act like you're surprised, dude.
The Nazis broke off. Why would they do that? They had us. This doesn't make sense.
Your T-pose leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, so what objectives do we have? Golden Dawn, destroy the towers. Alright, let's go. Let's go find the old Eric Engel. That sounds like a band. Wait, is that over here? The sad part about, oh yeah, Predator Forever Midnight, I think is absolutely complete trash. It completely broke with established canon and made the Predators outright villainous. They introduced some ideas that would later be followed up upon with Predators. Because in Predators you had like the Super Predators. And in Forever Midnight, they kind of had that with the Hish Q10. Oh, who is... Where are you, dude? Okay, I guess I gotta climb up here, maybe? Except I can't, because I don't have enough magic. Well, dude, I'm sorry, you're dead. Let's see if I can't find... Yeah, I think that guy just got shot. I heard a random gunshot, but... Introduced a whole new Predator faction, or just changed the Predator race to basically being, you know, generically evil. You know, dude, you could stop him. He's just running into you. Just grab his gun. Or just stop standing there. What is your problem? Must I do everything myself? Seriously. You're welcome. You and your fucking bald spot. Yeah, you better fucking run. Fucking asshole. Fucking bald. But anyway, bald of the Boreal Valley aside. And also, there were so many bad things in Predator Forever Midnight. I'm not going to review that book because that means I'd have to read it again. But like, okay, so you got like the Predators, right? And they're pure evil now. But they do have, you know, viewpoint chapters. And so, since they're pure evil, they're also petty evil. They got like chapters where like some Predator kids literally mind control humans and make them kill each other. Because they can do that now. It just got worse and worse and worse. Oh yeah, and also there's some fetish stuff in there too, because there always is.
Just recently, we have detected
one of the fetish things they had was the evil Predator leader, his second in command. Oh yeah, also they're hermaphrodites too. Surprise. Was gonna, so his second in command was gonna turn into a chick because he was hot for him, or she. It's just, honestly, I would take the weaponized autism over Predator Forever Midnight any goddamn day. Okay, so we gotta go save Dude Bro from being Nazified. It's gonna turn into it, never mind. Okay, airfield, destroy the towers, oh, we're almost done with the game? Hell yeah. Which means I will have all the footage for this.
Black market brothers was found.
Which one?
Well, one of the black market guys got killed. Couldn't have happened to a better person. We might finish this game in this stream. We'll have to see. Sorry, Ross, dude. What's the Predators in that film? Basically bad bloods. They could be, or they could be Hish. You never know. I consider them to be the Hish because they act about like that, and I'd like there to be some sort of unified Predator continuity. Oh yeah, speaking of Predator fetish stuff, oh, I found something very interesting to say the least. So I was trying to find some write-ups that I discovered about almost 20 years ago on the various Predator characters, you know, describing, you know, like the backstory for the Predator that showed up in the first movie and stuff like that. I could not find it, but what I did find was fetish. Oh dear, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear.
What do you need?
Everything. Okay, let's, I'll explain what that is in a moment. Let's see. Let's get the old Meyer here. Lightsaber take, crystal obliterates foes. How much money do I have? 4,000 whole dollars. Let's see. Can we upgrade this at all? Gallium. You can melt it at room temperature. Thank you, recommended videos. What up, dude? Your hair looks like shit.
DJ,
I suppose you've heard that my brother Anton was killed. You should know it was I who killed him. When he refused to let me leave, he revealed he was the one who set up Caroline Becker to be captured by the Nazis. He betrayed the resistance and got her killed, and I shot him. It was the only thing to do.
And see, this is why I love Raven Software. You just hear a tiny snippet of conversation, and then here you go. This is just the merchant dude, and he has a little plot line. It's just the merchant guy. This is what Raven Software did so well. They actually created, you know, like a world in which you played it. And this is a first-person shooter. All you do is go around, you know, shooting the German and not being afraid of anything. And there is a storyline for one random character that just stands in... This is why I'm a big fan of Raven Software. I would say I'm a bigger fan of Raven Software in many respects than even id Software, because Raven just did little things like that, little details like that stand out. Also, one little detail is that Bierstein looks like shit.
I suppose I should tell you.
Oh, he doesn't have any more dialogue, but still, it works. That's why I fucking love Raven Software. They actually, you know, try.
The hero of Eisenstadt.
Very good to meet you, BJ.
Are you going after Death's Head now? He's the only one standing in the way of our town's freedom.
Well, see, the thing about things being unknown, if you're going to turn something into a franchise, you have to eventually explain things. Otherwise, you're just going to be doing the same thing over and over again. That's the big problem with Predator 2, is it does not advance the concept far enough. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the fetish shit I found, I realized. So, evidently there is a massive amount of AVP/fic. Now, I don't mean like... the xenomorph and the yacha getting it on. No. I mean, like, evidently chicks really dig the Predators in ways I don't want to think about. Because I found something. I don't really want to read it because it seems very. I have a very good memory, and so I try to be very selective with what I put into my memory. But I found something. We found something. Oh yes, it was very disturbing. Even old Darth Plagueis would have a problem with it. So what did I find, you may ask? A Predator fanfiction, wherein the Predator crashes his ship and for some reason decides to chill at some random teenager's house. Now you might think that's the stupidest thing you've ever heard. And I would say Last Jedi's dumber, but... Here's the thing, though. It gets worse. Because it always gets worse. So, of course, you can probably tell where I'm going to go with this. The female human teenager wants to be with the Predator. And, oh, it's pretty cringe. Like, it's legitimately one of the cringier things I've read. It's like, how old are you, random Predator dude? And it's like, oh god, no. Why would you write something like that? But someone did. Okay, now what the hell am I trying to go? But it just kind of goes on like that because, you know, the teenage human, of course, wants to, you know, have some fun time with the Predator that's... Why, I ask you? Why? Either that was written by a guy who is, like, degenerate, or is written by a teenager, and I don't know which is worse. Because both are equal levels of cringe in my mind. Let's see here. Let's see. Everything needs an origin story. Easy writing. Pretty much. Yes, To Catch a Predator. Indeed. It's like, why? Why would someone write that? And I'm not going to review it. This is why I don't... That gives fan fictions a bad name. Speaking of bad fanfic, I'll get back to the need of, like, stuff being fleshed out in a moment. Speaking of bad fanfics, I recently sat through, or tried to sit through, a, fanfic that looked like it was going to be pretty good. I got about halfway through it. Oh, there's the ladder. The ladder. Got about halfway through it, and then it started getting political. Modern day politics. And what was it? It was a Warhammer 40k fanfic. set shortly before the Great Crusade, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. How do you put in, you know, politics into that? Well, one of the Chaos guys is compared to the great villains of history. And you know who that was? So, you know, like the Emperor's going through, like, Hitler. No Stalin, I don't think. That makes sense, right? No Mao. But, you know who he did add. I want to know, like, where did the SJWs get the dump from? I don't know what that implies. But yeah, it's like Hutler and then, whoa, I got stuck on a wall. Hutler and then Dumpf. It's like, because they're both, you know, your bondage whip is going to help you. Maybe if you had a gun, you might be able to shoot at me, but, well, you didn't. And now you've been penetrated in the worst way. But anyway, penetration aside, it's like, when I read that, I was like, done. I'm just fucking done. Because I don't need the writer telling me that, like, you know, that the old Haredevil was as bad as Hutler. Because, like, you know, because, like, at that point, the whole story is just kind of ruined. Dude, you sure that's a good idea? You don't really have regenerative health. Pretty much, yeah. The Orange Man bad. It's like, God, I can't believe I wasted 500 pages of that. So, yeah. I hate it when that happens, and it happens more and more, too. There was, another little fanfic about the Klingons I was reading. About the Klingons before the coming of the Federation. And it was just, at the end of every chapter, they were complaining about some law that got passed in some state. I remember what it was now, because I read it years ago. But of course, Orang Man bad. They blamed it on Orang Man. It's like, good God. It was a good enough story, but it didn't make any sense anyway. Thankfully it was short, so I went ahead and finished it. But the reason I say it didn't make any sense is apparently Klingon ships must have had superluminal communications, because the Klingon ships, until transistors were invented, after they already had faster than light, were all controlled by a giant vacuum tube computer on Kronos, but whatever. Glad that truck is made that well. Holy shit, that's a tiger. Kind of a low poly tiger, but a tiger nonetheless. Must be using the cheap shells, because,
We can't move out until you get rid of the Nazis.
well, you know, it's gonna be kind of hard to do that. I mean, it is a political, ideology. I don't know if you can wait there that long. Let's see here. Interesting if the war... in monopole terms. Yeah, but then again, people always like to act like they're better than everyone else. Just fucking charge in! All glory to the first man to die! Or woman, I guess. BJ is an equal opportunity ass kisser. Oh wait, or is he an ass kicker? I forget. Oh, that was not fun. Well, in that fanfic, the Emperor is the old Jesus, along with a lot of other major characters like that. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I should have known that there was going to be some political motivations in the fanfic when literally he has the Emperor say, religion was a mistake. Because that's a very popular thing amongst certain individuals. But, honestly, the whole religion was a mistake thing wasn't as bad as it could have been, though. So I thought it would actually pick up after that, and it did, right up until Dumpf. Ugh. And between that and Predator, jailbait fanfics, it just has not been good. Just have not had some good books recently. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the old... Now that should not be able to penetrate that plate, but whatever. I'm sure Chieftain would be going nuts at that low poly, tiger right there. Did I get him? Yeah, he's dead. Thank God it's dead. Actually, hold on. I'm glad everyone just pauses for me. Flammenwerfer! Burn him! Cleanse him in holy fire! You almost have too many good weapons. The big problem with Tesla cannon! Tesla cannon did not do very well. Gorkon decided to be a conqueror. Well, I mean, that is the mirror universe. Quotos dies after press. See, that's a really stupid mindset, and no actual politician would do that, even a Klingon one. Because not everyone on Kronos is a warrior, and even then, warriors aren't that stupid. My big problem with, like, the mirror universe, and I've mentioned this before, is just saying everybody evil doesn't really work. And if it does, holy shit. Because you know what's funny? I take things to probably a unhealthy level of detail. So, like, okay, the mirror universe is everything's inverted, right? That's not gonna work too well in some respects. And the reason I say that is, okay, so if they're still human, there's gonna be a lot of problems. So if good is bad and bad is good, then the implication is such that child abuse would be considered good. You would, like, basically beat your kids and stuff like that, and there's other more unfortunate implications on top of that. And so it's like, how would there be more humans? You know, because, like, would the child-rearing instinct even be instilled in human psychology? Would that even be a thing? Or would they not, or would, like, there not be family units created? Because remember, everything is bad. Burn them! Or they're just like, you know, child facilities created by the state. But then that still wouldn't work, because you'd have so much mental instability, you wouldn't even have a functional society. So they can't all be that bad. Because even in the Imperium of Man, the idea of the family is still instilled in humanity. So it's just like, the mirror universe, they have to be a little less evil. I love how we have the almighty truck here that just, it appears when we need it.
This is insane. If you didn't think this would work, you should have said something earlier.
I did.
Yeah, there is a lot of Klingon in the Terran Imperium, but still, though, the general evil concept just doesn't work. Because, like, if you can't trust your own family, well, you really, in some places in the world, you can't really trust your family, but it still doesn't work. What up, dude?
The date on this is 2 weeks old. I don't fill out the forms, I just drive the truck.
That's a likely story.
Move along.
And this is why fascism simply doesn't work. If the guy gave a damn about his job. Just run him over! This is so stupid.
Hold on.
Their glorious hair won't save you now. And I'm gonna get captured. There were no, I'm not. Okay, good. There were 4 guys there, BJ. We've killed more than that just walking down the street. Why were you surrendering? Why? That's almost as bad as fucking Kyle Katarn surrendering when there's like 5 stormtroopers. Which, once again, we killed that many just going down this, well, going down the corridor. You know, or Nar Shaddaa just going down the street. I mean, seriously, why didn't we just fight our way in like normal? God, I hate it when games do that. It's like, oh yeah, BJ's really gonna surrender because, at least they didn't go too far with that. You know, this is the Imperial Man today. A lot of bad people. Well, yeah, they are the same thing, but we need not let that detain us at this time. But still, though, the Terran Imperium just, they need to be a little less backstabby. Or at the very least, when you have a society based around backstabbing, it's generally a very inefficient society where pretty much nothing gets done. I mean, we can look at that. Admittingly, the world we live in today is a backstabby society too. It's just a little less formal. It's much more de facto. But when you have pretty much that be... Let's put it this way. In the West, at least, the idea of stabbing somebody in the back is considered bad. Holy crap, he's fucking burning me. Yeah, remember, don't get burned. But backstabbing is still seen as bad in Western civilization. Not as much as it used to be, but no one wants to come out and say that, yeah, you know, backstab your, you know, co-workers and stuff like that. It's still frowned upon. But when it's not, you don't really have any trust in anyone or anything. You have no reason to work hard because you could still have all your work taken away from you. And once again, this still can happen today. I mean, we've seen that with the Gina Carano thing. But it still does not... It stifles creativity and is horrifically inefficient. Give me all that sweet, sweet intel.
Personnel are no longer permitted to...
Yeah, you can't deliver vehicles because reasons. Just look at the size of this level, ladies and gentlemen. It's beautiful. This is how gaming was meant to be. Not just tiny little arenas that you get shoved into. Something big, something expansive. And this isn't even on Steam. Because of course... Oh, crap. Because of course it's not. Looks like he kept the pin in. There we go. Let's see. Easily show this. Well, yeah, Rise Like Lions fixes some of that. And the DS9 Mirror Universe stuff also fixes that. But, like, the implication is the Terran Imperium shouldn't have lasted as long as it did. And I think backstabbing is somewhat accepted today, at least on the de facto level. Like, oh, you turned in this person, this person said something bad on Twitter, I'm getting shot to pieces. And that's considered heroic today in some respects. Stunning and brave, as they say. So, the idea is that, I guess it wouldn't be looked upon as backstabbing. I guess, like, when somebody does an evil act, it's not looked upon as evil. Which is a very interesting concept when you think about it. The worst people on the planet still consider themselves the best. Stunning and brave indeed. So I guess in the Terran Imperium, you know, beating your kid for the tiniest misdeed would be seen as stunning and brave, I guess. Good luck having a mentally well-balanced kid. No wonder they're all insane. I do remember like a forum post talking about that like the Terran Imperium would be pretty badass just because the sheer number of suicides in that society would be through the roof. Because yes, nerds used to be all about trying to figure out things instead of just trying to be stunning and brave. So that's actually kind of a depressing concept, but something that's pretty interesting when you think about the old survival of the most adaptable. Like, if you can adapt to such a horrible society, you would be more badass than somebody, say, in like a Federation. But then again, there's sort of trade-offs with that. It's not a one-to-one. Because if we look at, like, say, Bashir in the Mirror Universe, he's not as competent as the Bashir. He might be more one-on-one strong, but he's not as competent or as useful as, you know, Augment Bashir. They all killed. Ah, that fucking truck. Get too ambitious. That's why the Terrans went through it. Soldier. I really quite liked that movie too, even though sadly didn't do particularly well, and these days it's sort of an unsung classic. It's one of those things though that had humanity advancing way too fast It's like the Kurt Russell character was like born in the 90s, and then by age 40, we've got an entire planet devoted to junk. You know, you got fucking Weird Al living on there, you know, it's like, yeah. I don't really see that advancing that fast. I mean, I'm optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic. Also, why would you dump an entire aircraft carrier on a planet anyway? Alright, you bastards, would you come over here? The sound effect on this AA gun just sounds way too weak. It just sounds like this is shooting like a 22 almost. Oh, don't get me started on definitions these days. Ugh. And now, the old Lord Kennedy is trying to get rid of Rosario Dawson, who I did not realize was as attractive as she was. Use the force, BJ! Use the forks! Let's see, can I get over here? Yes, I can. And there's absolutely fucking all in here other than war crimes. Double me up! Just slaughter everything! Boom. And Rise Like Lions is a book I do recommend. I mentioned it in other live streams as well, but if you've never heard of Rise Like Lions, get it. It's basically a truncated Star Wars trilogy against an empire made up of Cardassians and Klingons. It is equal parts bleak and uplifting. With one of my favorite characters, Reginald Barclay, getting together with Kalar, my favorite female character in all of Star Trek, who sadly we did not see nearly enough of. Oh crap. Cover, cover. Good thing that tin door will stop a rocket. Why did they make tanks out of it then? Alright, there you are, you bastards. And shred them. Looks like you should have spent more money on armor. Okay, so is Raven Software going to make me have to think again? How could they? It's a good thing there's plenty of science pools. Comics last duration. As far as I know, Barclay got together with Kalar. I think. It's probably been about 5 years since I've read it, so I could be wrong. And, Rosario Dawson evidently... Okay, so here's what happened. There was an idiot who sued her because evidently she beat them up. Apparently. Well, that wasn't true, and the person suing her had to, drop the suit because, well, it was a lie. Well, as you can expect, the media latched on that and has not let it go. Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. And also, she was successful, and that makes Lord Kennedy look bad, because that makes Woke Wars not look as good. Because, well, let's face it, people actually like Ahsoka, and they don't like Rey, like, at all. But the only thing good about Rey is that character is attractive. That's about it. And Rey could have been fixed. I mean, all you had to do was just say, she's Luke's daughter. Boom. You don't even need to give any more explanation. Just say Luke's daughter. That's it. It's going to give me sort of gain access to the hangar. Okay. I guess I'm supposed to do something with the AA guns, but nothing is really standing out. There's no fuck me lights. Oh, I think I see what they're saying here. Okay, that gives me a good angle to get that. Okay, or maybe not. But I think I know what they're trying to get me to do. No, that's not it. Or maybe chuck a grenade over the shields and have it explode behind there? No. Okay, I'm gonna assume the grenade thing is the best idea. Which is precisely why I threw it to... Oh, no! Nope, didn't work. Can I chuck that right there? Well, I can! No, that wasn't it. Huh. I'm not entirely sure what they want me to do here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's anything obvious. Video series about how I would told the sequel trilogy. Yeah, Spock was still a villain, even though he tried to be good. Although he was probably about as villainous as the God Emperor of Mankind. Which is still to say quite a bit. Okay, maybe there's a switch over here. And see, this is why I do indeed love Raven Software. I mean, it's probably something really horrifically obvious. And you just have to look in the right area. Okay, do I hit that? The answer is no. Do I shoot? It's like, I don't even know what to shoot over here. Thing over here? It's something like hidden behind a wall. Like, if you think this game is bad about that, about not telling you what the hell you're supposed to do, Hexen was even worse. Like, you pull a switch, it's like you've solved 1/3 of the puzzle on the 7 portals. It's like, I didn't even know there was 1 portal! Okay, well that charged that up. Okay. The only thing I can think of is blowing these things up, but that didn't do anything. Let's see. Anything in here? The answer is no. Let's try the other door. Yeah, I'm looking for a veil thing. The answer is nothing in here either. But there is a bag of gold, so I guess that's a bit of a consolation prize. Okay, let's change that to this. I might end the stream early and I'll have to look up how to where to go. Okay, let's just do the veil here. Is there anything I can see? The answer is no. Because you would think that those AA guns would be used for something. Okay, any veil power that might help? Okay, so there is nothing in here. Unequivocally, there is nothing there. Maybe boost the firepower on the AA guns? Maybe? It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, doing pretty good. Rebel Railroad. Water's still kind of scarce, but that's what it was. I love Raven Software. That's not what it was. It tricked me. You tricked me, no, it didn't. Okay, good. Okay, that's what it was. You just had to power it up. It was really obvious. Water's still a bit scarce, but things are getting better. Except, now where do you go? I think I got it. You gotta use that to shoot that, maybe? Play the game of how I was able to shoot through by... Okay. That would have been until... Okay. Wow, I'm an idiot. Because you would think you wouldn't be able to do that, but whatever. Oh, I think we're going to get to the end of the game. Not the MU-109s. Those things are really rare now. There are a few that still work. You know, the mutant army just isn't going to help you, dude. Perhaps if you made a few more MU-109s, things might go a little bit better for you, but oh well. Because, yeah, planes work, or maybe make a few trucks. Maybe make the army motorized instead of, you know, on horseback. That could help too. Yep. That's not fun. Alright, let's see. That reminds me of the restaurant. My mother actually was trying to eat some salmon there, and apparently it was awful. I love how they had to make the Nassau symbol look even more evil. Oh my god, look at the shadows, it's beautiful. French dip sandwiches. 6 Bloody Marys, my god. Yeah, bringing Palps back is not...
This machine protects me from your bullets, American. Besides, you might want to save them for this little surprise I have for you.
But can it protect you from my dear? Oh wait, no, that might be sexual harassment. So this is what... So we got a boss fight here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope I'm awake enough to actually defeat Flamey Boy. Oh, stop you screaming. Okay, we need to use something a little more powerful on Dude Bro here. Let's use the Tesla. Or the particle. Blast him! Vape the... he does vape, bro. Let's see. Oh, don't remind me of Star Trek Discovery. I think that's worse than Star Wars in many respects, because it's still going on. It's like on its 4th goddamn season, and it's just gotten worse. Which is precisely why I only watch it through meme videos. Because, yeah, there's a scene... The Discovery is not that big, but the turbo shafts in Discovery look like something you'd find on an Executor Star Dreadnought, not a 200 meter long ship. Now, how much that is in American, I have no idea. In freedom units... Also, random elite guard lady, you know I've got weapons that don't use bullets. I got this phase plasma weapon here. You know, in the 50-watt range. We're hardcore. Alright, bring the blue, or the green guy. No, he's red. We got the Flamey Boy here. And we gotta vape him. At least I thought we were gonna vape him. Yeah, we vaped him. And random scientist dude, well, you know, it's not a war crime if nobody sees it, right? I can only imagine. Cancel General Lotz. How dare he say that? Let's see if we can't burn him! Cleanse him in holy fire! Burn the witch! Cleanse the unclean! Is there anything here I need to do? Okay, what's the objective here? Destroy the resurrection machine and the woman operating it. Okay, that's what you do. Thank you, Raven, for not telling me. And make me waste that perfectly good rocket. Well, that failed. And yeah, they are pretty terrible. Let's see. The only way you can get Garand Thumb, or Garand Thumb, is if you're trying to... Well, there's two ways. Number one, if you're using a really old clip. And two, if you're trying to close the bolt on an empty chamber. When you put in a clip in an M1 Garand, with a new clip, I should say, what'll happen is there'll be enough pressure that you'll have to close it yourself. It won't just slide forward, but if there's nothing there retarding the bolt, then, oh, she's inside of it. She's a super special. Yeah, a little surprise. Maybe you ought to have built a shield that didn't rely on external generators. You ever think about that? That might have helped. You might have survived, but you didn't. Vape him! Actually, wait, what am I doing? Eat all empower. I'm going to empower you, but not the way you thought. Oh crap, crap, run! shit. Oh, this is gonna be a difficult boss fight, it would seem, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, hold on. I have never actually, I don't drink or smoke or anything like that. Never really liked the flavor, to be honest. The only alcoholic beverage I ever enjoyed was mead, and that's it. And even then, I drank it once about 5 years ago, so yeah. I just never really got into that. That's just not my thing. And yes, STD indeed. All the STDs. Ugh. Okay, let's bring out... Okay, first... Hey, can I, like, pre-destroy these generators? I'd be very surprised if I could. Yeah, they're gonna be invincible. They cannot be vinced.
Protects me from your bullets, American. Besides, you might want to save them for this little surprise I have for you.
Okay, well, you know, that's just not gonna help you much. Because, well... Okay, we need something that can take them down pretty quick. Let's try the Tesla. Alright, Flamey Boy. Eat electricity! Okay, electricity does not... They seem to be immune to electrical. Probably as a byproduct of them... oh, damn it. Uh-huh. He's all penisy now, but, that's not gonna last. Let's see. Diablo 2 Resurrected. I'm surprised that even became a thing. There may have been a video where I did. I don't remember which, if I did, but like I don't, let's put it this way, I don't drink on a regular basis. If I did, I drank like a beer like 5 years ago. It's just, it's just not something that really, does it for me. And these days it's just like, meh. I mean, I don't have anything against drinking, it's just, I don't really like the flavor, I don't really want to acquire the taste, so, meh. Oh, would you stop cackling there? And there we go. Okay, so we need to probably empower something here. We need to be very stunning and brave, and so what we're going to do is we're going to slow down time and use empower. Aw, damn. What killed me so fast? Seriously, how did that... Oh, I get it. They each are empowered with one part of the goddamn... Very clever, Raven Software. Very clever indeed. Okay, so if you're using the power that they're using, it kills you instantly. It's like Raven Software made a video game. It's truly one of the most amazing concepts of all time. Should we close with Curious Visions, not bad. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the stuff. Alright, let's...
This machine protects me from your
yes, yes, cackle, cackle, ha, ha, ha.
Besides, you might want to save them for this little surprise I have.
Cackle, cackle, ha, ha, ha. Okay, so we can't use that. What if I just use a rocket on the bastard? That would... Well, it worked, but it killed me, so... half progress, it seems. This is the one problem I have with games with checkpoints. Because if you keep fucking up, you gotta keep hearing the same canned dialogue over and over again. Crash Bandicoot. I need to eventually play Crash Bandicoot again. I thought that said Nazi skillet. It's like, was it just a skillet with like a swastika etched into it? It's like it's a regular skillet, but it's more offensive that way.
This machine protects me from your bullets, American. Besides...
Oh, would you stop with your fucking speech? Okay. Yeah, surprise, whatever. Surprise, motherfucker! Okay, let's use... I don't want to waste the BFG just yet. Okay, we'll vape him with this. So the problem is I'm completely stationary when that happens. Okay, so we got a flamey boy. Hey, how do you know that BJ doesn't? identify as an attack helicopter. You don't know. How could you? Oh, this bitch is toast. Oh, shit. There we go. Vape. Okay, I did not vape well. Come on, burn him! Burn him! Yeah, you better run. Where you running? Oh, he's got a shield, I think. Shit. Get to cover. Ah, so close. Okay, so the tactic is hit him with the rockets. Maybe if I hit with the BFG, that might make more of a difference. Alright, see you, Ross, dude. Okay, let's try this again. When in doubt, just smash things for the fun of it. Random violence? After this boss fight, I'm going to call it a night myself. Because I desire some sustenance. Yes, you weren't cackling earlier. Alright, come on, flamey boy. Eat rocket. Have one yourself. Alright, we're gonna... Let's see if flamey boy likes BFG.
You pathetic little man! How dare you destroy my pets! Now I'll just have to kill you myself!
How dare you! Okay, so what if we use that? Oh, come on, Vapor! Vapor! Ah, you green bastard! Well, I'm still going for a little while, so... I've had people join, like, right as I'm about to end the stream. That's the thing, I only stream, like, one night a week, because that's all the time I have for. Alright, so this is actually a pretty easy boss fight. It's just rocket, and then hit her with the man cannon, and that should work. Alright, give me my old rocket here. I really do like the soundtrack for this game. Like, this is actually something legitimately unique. It's not just the same old Hans Zimmer crap. And it has this little... It almost sounds like Danny Elfman in a way. Alright, flamey boy. That's your Green New Deal right here. Oh, come on, that should have killed him. Okay, another flamey boy.
You pathetic little man! How dare you destroy my pets! Now I'll just have to kill you myself!
Oh, really? We'll show her how we do things in Texas. I want a rocket launcher. I will admit, I kind of want to buy a cannon. Burn him! Oh crap, if he kills me... Okay, use Meyer. Ah! Finally got him. I saw a YouTube video on a swivel gun. They're not even that expensive. They're only like $1,000. If I had the room for a swivel gun, I would totally consider buying one. And if I had $1,000, which I don't. It's like, man, it's like, you could buy any number of firearms, but it'd be a fucking cannon. It's like, who doesn't want a cannon? Although I'd have no place to store it, I'd have no place to shoot it, but, well, cannon. I don't want like something that shoots like a can either. I'm talking like something that shoots a giant-ass lead ball. But, oh well. One can dream. One can dream. Smashy smashy! Let's see, and we've got... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is Wolfenstein for the week. We will come back next week and try to finish up the game. Still a damn good game, and cannons are awesome. And I'm General Lotz, wishing you good cannons and good Wolfenstein, or whatever makes you happy. Actually, hold on. And I do not have a Desert Eagle. And